Hi everyone, welcome back to Hypermobile Friendly Workouts. My name is Eva and I am very excited to take you guys through today's core activation series for hypermobility. So you are going to need a little bit of a setup today. You are going to need a long resistance band. I am using a light resistance band, and you are going to need to be able to anchor this resistance band around something. So you'll see that I have the middle of my band looped around a tall chair leg. This was just kind of all I had access to. I'm gonna pray it doesn't fall over and hit me in the face, but we'll see what happens. If you guys have a slightly more secure anchor spot, that is going to be ideal, but we are going to need this as part of our session today because we are going to use it to help with core activation. Today's class is going to be a little bit more advanced beginner, so if you are still in your beginner phases of core development, go ahead and check out my, I think I have a 7-day beginner core series that might be a really good starting point for you. And as always, if anything today is not feeling good to you, if it's not feeling supportive or beneficial or challenging in the good way, please just don't do it today and come back at another time and try again, because there is no point in hurting yourself just to say you did the workout. So without further ado, we are going to start flat on our back. I would like you to lay with your head facing the direction of your anchor. We're not going to need it quite yet, but just go ahead and make sure it's accessible. Make sure you're lined up with whatever your anchor point is. It might be a door, it might be a heavy table leg, whatever you've got handy. But before we dive right into our core work, we are just going to start with some deep breaths, inhaling through the nose. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. As you cycle through this breath, I want you to think about breathing into the rib cage. Imagining your ribs are like a balloon, and when you breathe in, you want to fill up the rib cage and in its entirety. So we breathe to the front, the sides, the back. And then we exhale, letting everything softly draw together. And again, in breath. And out breath. Good, give me 2 more, in breath. And out breath. Last one, in breath. And out breath. And now as you breathe in, I want you to put a little arch in your back. A little bit of space opens up under the low back. Your tailbone tips down to the floor. And then on your exhale, let the low back come back down to the floor very softly and slowly. Let the tailbone scoop up towards the ceiling. And repeat, inhale, letting your back arch so there's just a little bit of space. This is not a big movement, you guys. Exhale just a little bit, letting the back come down into the mat below you. Let's go again, in breath. And out breath. Continue to cycle through this soft, easy pelvic tilt. And out breath. Maybe taking note if the breath is getting any easier. Are there any spaces in this movement that maybe feel a little hitchy? Maybe you feel like you can't access them as easily. Breathe into that. We're going to go 3 more. Slow and steady on these little pelvic tucks. Making any little shifts or adjustments you need to for these last 2. And last one, in breath. Out breath, let your hips and pelvis just settle wherever feels natural to you. And we're gonna do a similar series, but through the rib cage. So now, take your hands and let them rest over your low ribs. As you inhale, you're gonna think about floating the rib cage up off the floor just a tiny bit. Just peeling your back up a little bit. And then exhale, let everything soften down to the floor. And again, inhale, peel up. Just a tiny bit, just up to the tops of the shoulder blades. And then exhale, let everything relax back down to the mat. And as you cycle through this, I want to remind you that this should be a tiny, fluid little movement. We're not looking for a massive back arch, okay? It's just little shifts and movements through the rib cage. Letting that tissue know that it can move. Letting that tissue know that we're about to start activating. Still using that breath to fill up your ribs 360 degrees. We're going to go 2 more. Let's go 1 more. Beautiful. And now I want you guys to find a nice neutral position, trying to keep just a sliver of space under your low back. Now remember, your low back is not at the backs of your ribs. So we want to do our best to soften the backs of the ribs down. We let the low back just maintain this little curvature as best you can. Now, for this next series, if you need a little support, you can take a yoga block and press it into your thigh. If you have long arms like I do, you should be able to just press your hands into your thighs. Maintain this beautiful long spine. Inhale to prep, and on your exhale, press your right thigh into your hand and resist the movement with your right hand. And then inhale to relax and release. So we're doing an isometric hold here, guys. Inhale, right side again. Exhale, push your thigh into your hand. You're resisting it. So you're going to start feeling an activation right through here. And inhale to release. Now, as you cycle through this, can you take note of what your pelvis is doing? Is your pelvis staying nice and neutral, or is it tipping side to side as you contract and release? Can you keep it nice and steady and neutral, feeling that activation and then relaxation? As you cycle through this, try not to push from your foot, all right? Really try to make it from the junction at the hip and the pelvis. Let's go 2 more. And 1 more. And let's go for 5 on the left side. Inhale. Exhale, counter pressure. Holding it strong. Inhale, release. Exhale, counter pressure. And inhale, release. As you cycle through, once again, take note of the pelvis on this side. Is it tipping or shifting? Take note of your hips. Are you feeling that work through the front of the hip up into the core? Are you pushing from your foot, or can you relax your foot? Let's go 1 more. Inhale to release. And let's go ahead, just lengthen out the legs or take a moment to relax. We are going to grab our overhead straps now with our anchor. So I'm gonna wrap my hand into the ends of the straps just because that's what tends to feel good on my wrist. And we're gonna start with our arms pretty much reaching right up to the ceiling. You're welcome to keep your legs long or bend your knees. I think I'm gonna start with a little knee bend just because that's where I'm more comfortable. Now, try to make sure your bands are as even as possible on both sides. Let your shoulders, let your arm bones find each other. Let the backs of your shoulders rest down to the floor. Imagine you've got an energy connecting your arm bone to your shoulder socket, and then that energy is flowing up through your elbow to the opposite side of your hand, almost like it's trying to lift you longer, but your shoulders are staying down. Take an inhale to prep, and on your exhale, just pull the straps till you feel some tension build. We're not doing a pull down to the floor yet here, guys. Just feel the tension. And then inhale, release. Let's go again. Exhale just to feel the tension. Can you feel this at the backs of the shoulders, the backs of the arms, and your core? Inhale, release. When you cycle through this, can you maintain that tiny little space under your low back? Inhale, release. Exhale, just finding the tension. So it's almost like a little isometric hold. We're going for 40% here, guys. Maybe 50%. And exhale, pull. Trying to keep your wrists long and strong, not letting them crack or break. And let's go 2 more. Feeling a little abdominal action if you can, like the front of the ribs are pulling forward and down slightly. Last one. Can you maintain this? It's a little challenge move for you guys. Can you maintain this as you just lift the right foot up and lower down? Switch to the left. Using the same principles as before, keeping the pelvis nice and even. Keeping the work at the front of the hip and the core. And doing your best to maintain 40 to 50% effort at the arms and upper body. Letting the collarbones drop open. Let's go 3 more if you've got it. 2, 1. Relax the legs, relax the arms, and breathe. Beautiful job, guys. We're gonna build this into a little bit more of a series, so it's gonna get a bit more advanced. Because I'm a little nervous that my anchor is gonna tip over and fall on my face, I'm gonna unwrap my hands just to alleviate some of the pressure. You guys do exactly what you were doing if that felt good to you. But we're going to start with those long arms. Find that shoulder connection, that energy at the backs of the shoulders, that energy reaching up through your arms to your hands. Inhale to prep, and on your exhale, can you pull your arms down towards the floor? Only so far as you still feel connected to the upper back, the shoulders, and the core. Inhale, release. You guys notice I didn't get all the way down to the ground on that first one, and that's fine. Let's go again. Exhale, pull it down. Beautiful job, guys. Maybe you feel the backs of the arms a little bit. Check in with your elbows, making sure you're not hyper locking the elbows. I'm gonna give myself a little more space here. Pulling the arms down, down, down. Slow and steady wins the race. Seeing if you can maintain that little bit of space under your low back. We're not clenching down to the floor. Let's go 2 more. Exhale. If you feel any tension at the back of your neck, maybe you make this a little bit smaller. Keeping the arms pretty close into your sides. Beautiful job, guys. Hold it there. Bring it on down and hold it. Breathe now. Can you lift the right leg? Holding this position, can you bring the left up to meet it? Breathe here, guys. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the arms come up. The feet will come down one at a time and relax. Beautiful, beautiful job, guys. How did that feel? For me, it felt like a little bit of nice heat in the upper body, but nothing too intense. And that's where we want to keep it. So very nice job. Alrighty, let me push my anchor back a little bit. And we are going to try for one more series using our anchor. We're going to advance that double leg series a bit. So I'm going to wrap my hands back in my straps just to give myself a little more security. You're going to maintain that nice neutral spine, keeping a little bit of space under your back. You're going to find just that activation spot. Again, 40 to 50% here, guys, not a full 100% pull. Energy through the shoulders, energy through the core. Take an inhale to prep. Exhale, can you lift your right leg up? Can you bring your left up to meet it? And oh my gosh, suddenly this isometric hold is a little intense on the abdominals. Can we hold it here and just lower your foot down towards the floor, whether it's halfway or all the way, it's up to you, and tap. And then can we switch sides and tap? Now, some of you guys might feel better just going a little bit down and up. That's fine too. Find what works for you in this position. If you're clicky in your hips, just go half. Let's go 4, holding that upper body. 3, upper back is down on the floor for 2. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of core work. 1, knees up, lower the feet one at a time, relax the arms, and breathe. Oh my gosh, hopefully that got you guys' core a little bit warmer. When you're ready, roll yourself onto your side, roll yourself up to seated. Join me here for a moment. Take a moment to regroup. I know we were horizontal for a while here, so if you need to let some blood flow redistribute, take a moment to do so. And just check in to see how you feel. Lovely. Hopefully you guys are feeling a little bit more active and engaged through the core without being super grippy. Hopefully you guys are feeling a little bit softer in the shoulders. That's a really nice, just kind of like hip, core, shoulder, arm integration sequence we did. So a really, really nice one just when you're feeling that need to integrate and get a little bit more active. Thank you for joining me for today's class. If you enjoyed it, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, share the video, do all the things, because first of all, you guys know I love hearing from you in the comments, but it also just really helps the channel grow. So thank you. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.